Hello. Did you say 4? Do they still say 4 on the golf
Yes.
course? Okay, 4. Hello and welcome. It is and by the way, why do I have the little one and you have the big one?
Well, obviously you don't play golf. This is called a driver. This is called a putter. 2 totally different clubs.
Okay.
We're out on the course today and Rusty's just starting. So we're having a good time.
I'm terrible at golf. The worst. The absolute worst. Anyway, so she's going to show me how to golf a little bit. But hey, welcome to the Nisha Jackson show. It's not a golf show, although you could probably do a golf show if you wanted.
Oh no, I was going to say I'm showing him a few things, which is not saying much. Okay.
Are you a good golfer?
No.
No?
No. Who is a good golfer? I mean, it's hard to be a good golfer.
Is it?
This game takes time.
I mean,
and patience, none of which I have.
Yeah, oh no, I'm with you on that one. Okay, so welcome to the Nisha Jackson show. Subscribe and do all those good things right now because you're not going to want to miss this. You're also going to want to share this with your friends and your relatives. So make sure you do that now. Share it now, and then you'll be able to focus on the quality information that Nisha Jackson will be bringing you in just a matter of moments. So subscribe, nishajackson.com. What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about thyroid, backed by popular demand. We've had so many people request more information about thyroid because they really feel that they might have thyroid problems, but they don't feel like they're getting their answers.
Okay.
So I just wanted to do a show on just thyroid symptoms because there are a lot of people that are suffering from what they think is low thyroid, but again, may not be getting the right testing, may not be getting the right medication. So this is just an area that I think we need to tease out some more.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So thyroid right here in your neck. It's a gland right here on both sides of your, kind of right next to your Adam's apple right here. You find the notch in your neck and it's on both sides. If somebody has a large thyroid, you can see it. So it looks like this area is puffed out, almost like it's got 2 protruding areas here. So that could be a large thyroid or a goiter. That's what a goiter means, is large thyroid. It also could mean that you have nodules on your thyroid. So this is usually something that might compromise your thyroid's ability to function. If you have an iodine deficiency, it can make your thyroid enlarged. You have to have iodine in order to make thyroid. It's one of the most important ingredients for the manufacturing of thyroid hormone.
And that's kind of why they put it in salt, right?
Yes, but we don't eat salt with iodine in it anymore because it was banned, 40 or 50 years ago, and then brought back in. But most people don't eat ionized salt. I actually recommend it. I think people need iodine in their diet. Most people aren't eating a lot of foods that have iodine in them, like kelp and sea vegetables.
Not eating kelp.
I'm not thinking you're eating a lot of that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He's got a seafood issue, allergy. So the thyroid is we're just going to call it your metabolism gland. So all metabolic processes largely are regulated by your thyroid. So just imagine if your thyroid is running low, which is the most common problem today. It's not high thyroid, it's low thyroid. So hypo with an O. Hypothyroid is low thyroid. And when your thyroid is low, which I have had now for about 25 years now, I've had low thyroid. And
I don't want to brag, but I got it too. I got it going on.
We both have it.
Yeah.
It's very common. I heard an endocrinologist say one time, it's not a matter of if you'll get low thyroid as you age, it's just a matter of when. So, and especially in today's world, because the #1 cause of low thyroid is high stress, because it's tied into your stress gland, the adrenals.
Then why would we both have low thyroid?
Because we don't have any stress, no. So some of the symptoms would be, so just imagine your whole system being turned down. So weight gain, number one symptom of low thyroid is weight gain, unexplained weight gain, hair loss, dry skin, achy joints.
Quit talking about me.
Like I said, enlarged thyroid, excessive sweating, bloating, everything slows down in your gut. So now you have constipation and problems with bowel movements or irritable bowel syndrome. You also might feel like you're cold all the time. I just told my daughter to get on thyroid because she's just freezing all the time. Of course, our offices are next to each other, and somehow we cannot get things regulated because I'm hot all the time. She's cold all the time. Anyway, she has low thyroid too. It's very genetic. It's very familial. So if your sister has it, your mother has it, your daughter has it, it's likely that you have it or are going to get it. Like I said, dry skin, elbows, cracking dry elbows, cracking dry heels are other symptoms of low thyroid. You can have inflammation in your body. So this is one of the more important reasons why you would want to treat it. Because when you have low thyroid, you'll have more inflammation in your body, which means you can have inflammation in your joints, which means you have more body pain. Hitting the wall at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, this is a classic symptom of low thyroid, is you go, 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 and then boom, you hit the wall, and it's inevitably in the afternoon. Yeah. Insomnia, not being able to sleep well at night. Erectile dysfunction for men, inability to have regular periods for women, heavy periods for women can be tied to low thyroid, uterine fibroids, breast cysts. So there's all these connections with other hormones that low thyroid can have. So what do you do if you have these symptoms?
That's a big question.
Yeah,
What do you do?
What do you do? Because some people, well, probably a lot of people today, have these symptoms and they're going to the medical office and they're not necessarily getting a full gamut of tests.
Okay.
And I think testing is very important. I think listening to your patient is very important. The best time to test is on an empty stomach when you've not taken, if you're on thyroid, don't take thyroid or any supplements at least 2 days before a test. If you're on this is important. If you're on large doses of biotin for your hair or skin and nails, people take large doses of biotin, it can interfere with a lab test and show them to be false high. Well, that would be a bummer, right? You're feeling low, but you're taking a supplement for something else that is probably related to your thyroid. Like if you have dry, brittle hair or your nails are cracking and peeling off, you might have low thyroid, so you start taking a supplement that helps that, supposedly. High doses of biotin, and then all of a sudden it interferes with the lab test and shows that you don't have low thyroid. Oh, that's all messed up.
That is messed up.
That's messed up. So just think about not taking any supplementation for at least 48 hours, going in on an empty stomach if you can, and don't take your thyroid the day that you go in. So that's important for testing.
Okay.
Then the test that you should ask for is TSH, which is a hormone that comes from the brain, the pituitary in the brain, and it goes to the thyroid and it tells your thyroid what to do. It's a commanding hormone. It's a commanding gland and it's a commanding hormone. So TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, it stimulates your thyroid to create thyroid hormone, make thyroid hormone. So that's kind of like a barometer. It's like a thermostat. So that is the most common test ordered in the medical offices. And Rusty, that sometimes is the only test that they order.
Really?
So it's a test that can change a lot depending on what's happening with your diet, with your stress. So certainly that's something that probably needs to have more information put into it, meaning that you need other tests. So the other test would be T4, which is a thyroid hormone that your body actually makes from your thyroid gland, and it makes it from iodine, and then your body takes T4 and converts it into T3, which is the other thyroid hormone that we test for.
Okay.
So TSH, free T4, and free T3. Those are the tests that we recommend in the office. If there's something else potentially going on, we can look at a couple other tests. We can look at the thyroid antibodies, which would mean that your body's making antibodies that are working against your thyroid. They're attacking your thyroid. So for someone that has what looks like high symptoms and low symptoms, or a lot of inflammatory or other autoimmune disorders, we might look at their thyroid antibodies too. And then lastly, we would want to look for some people who are on thyroid medicine, like say they're taking Synthroid or levothyroxine, and they still don't feel well. It's possible that they might have too much what we call reverse T3. And it's sort of like the evil cousin to T3, which is your active thyroid. So if you have too much reverse T3, it's reversing out the action of your active thyroid, which is also just an awful thing. So these are just some investigative tools that we use for thyroid. And I think it's important to get the whole picture, because why wouldn't you want the whole picture when you have all these symptoms, right? Just ordering one test does not give you the whole picture. So, and I can't tell you how many people come into our offices that say, I've had all these symptoms for years, but I've only had a TSH, and it was at 3.0, which is the high end of normal, which means that something's not quite right, and I wasn't treated. So if you look at the whole picture, inevitably you'll see that maybe the circulating thyroid hormones in your body are not being manufactured in the amount that you need to feel well.
So what we suggest is go to One Peak Medical, take these tests, right?
Yeah, or at least get a second opinion, because if you go to somebody who specializes in hormone imbalances, or you go to somebody who specializes in looking at the whole body rather than just one laboratory test, it's really helpful to get maybe more clarity on what's happening in your body. There are many things that you can do to correct low thyroid, and we'll do another show on that, because I think correcting the low thyroid is important, because there's some things you can do without even taking medication that would be helpful for correcting low thyroid. But probably the most important thing, Rusty, is that the testing is key. Getting somebody that will listen to you and look at your whole system is really important. And if you're taking thyroid medicine and you're not feeling well, it means that something's off. But again, you need the full testing to figure that out. If you're taking thyroid medicine and you don't want to be taking it anymore, be very careful to not stop it, because it is very closely tied to cognitive disorders like dementia, and it's very closely tied to heart disease. So when it's low, so we want to treat it and we want to optimize you. We don't want you to be quitting thyroid medication abruptly and unnecessarily.
I'll ask you a question, because I've had thyroid medicine for a long time, levothyroxine, and I just sometimes don't take it. I don't notice any different.
Yeah, so you wouldn't, this is a very insidious onset. You wouldn't notice the difference right away.
Okay.
But you would notice it over time. So this is classic. People say, yeah, I just stopped it. I didn't really notice any difference, but I'm here today because I feel exhausted. I'm hitting the wall at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've gained another 15 pounds. My cholesterol is through the roof, which, by the way, is very much tied to low thyroid, high cholesterol.
I didn't hit the wall yesterday at 2 p.m.
Yes, you did. And so it's kind of funny, because people don't connect the dots. They say, it didn't do any good, so I stopped it 6 months ago, but then they're in the office because they have all these symptoms. I'm like, well, hello, it's low thyroid, or something else related to low thyroid. So, yeah.
I should take my medicine.
You should take, and I told you to take it.
I take it sometimes. Most of the time. I didn't today.
These non-compliant patients can't deal with it.
You know, I'm proud to say that I'm probably your worst student. So I got that.
No, you're not. You're doing good. You're making progress from a year ago. You're making progress.
I'm working on it.
It's a process.
It is a process, and it's a process. If you haven't started, you probably should. And if you are doing it, well, good for you. I would suggest you go to nishajackson.com to find out more. nishajackson.com and onepeakmedical.com. But that nishajackson.com has all the information you need and all the numbers, and kind of just get you started to go down that journey.
Yes, we just launched a new website.
You did?
Yep.
Oh, cool. I'll have to go check that out. You should too.
And all the podcasts are right there.
As they should be.
Yes.
And thank you for listening to the podcast or watching it. Would you please subscribe to it? Hit the subscribe button and the little notification, the little bell, so you get notified every time the new show comes out. Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, please subscribe and share with your friends if you're watching on Facebook. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you next time. I'm Rusty Humphries. She's Nisha Jackson, and this is The Nisha Jackson Show.